Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning on the Sunday after Easter, and I'm speaking to you having just celebrated the Holy Mass in church. I came in here because behind me, as you can see, there's a picture, and it depicts the scene that took place in today's Gospel reading. It's the story of how, a week after our Lord had risen from the dead, St. Thomas the Apostle had an extraordinary conversion moment. You can see the famous moment when St. Thomas is placing his hand in the side of our Lord. He had doubted that our Lord had risen from the dead. He'd said, "Unless I can put my finger into the holes the nails made, unless I can put my hand into the hole that the lance made in his side, I cannot believe that someone who I saw crucified and tortured and taken down from the cross dead and laid in a tomb could now be living." The picture behind me is often called the incredulity of St. Thomas. And of course, many of us know St. Thomas as Doubting Thomas. It's a very unfortunate thing because, of course, ironically, St. Thomas is the person who in today's Gospel goes on to make the fullest declaration of faith in who our Lord is, when he falls to his knees and says, "My Lord and my God." We could just as easily call St. Thomas Believing Thomas as Doubting Thomas, and with a great deal more justice. And the words that St. Thomas spoke, "My Lord and my God," were not just words. Words come and go from our mouths very easily. The words St. Thomas spoke on this day were words that expressed a real conversion of his heart, something that changed his life forever. We believe that St. Thomas went on to do great things for God, that he went on to spread the faith as an apostle after our Lord's resurrection. Many of my parishioners are from India or from Indian families. And I'm thinking particularly of you today because St. Thomas, of course, is famous as the apostle of India and very venerated there. So my mind is on you today, my thoughts and prayers are with you today. But it's a day for all of us when we can think a little bit perhaps about the relationship between doubt and faith, believing and unbelieving. You see, many of us have a certain amount of anxiety about the doubts that from time to time come into our minds. Just as many of us have a certain amount of anxiety about all the other wanderings of our minds. Our mind is a funny thing, but God gave us our mind, and he gave us a mind that's inclined to wander and think strange thoughts. We shouldn't be too troubled by those things. It's possible to be afflicted by odd thoughts and strange wanderings of the mind and still be a person of great faith. And like St. Thomas, that's not just a matter of the things that we say, it's a matter of the way that we live our life, a matter of the way that we act in all the different circumstances of our life. It's easy for a person to say that no doubts ever come into their mind and they spout very easily the words of the creed. But real faith is to do with how we live our lives in all the different circumstances that come our way, and particularly in the most difficult of circumstances. So my prayers today are for all of you, that whatever the thoughts of your minds at this time, the questions that you ask, that God will keep you strong in the faith as once he kept St. Thomas, and that from this moment on you will go on to do great things for him. God bless you all. Thank you very much.